Welcome to a tainty episode of Tainty Goodness, where you can listen to us talk about a particular Wheel of Time topic, and we'll sneak a little bit of taint into your ears.
That's how it works. You always get a little taint with the good stuff.
Spreading taint is like spreading jam
over people's pillow.
It's hard to do without getting a little bit on yourself.
Do you know the difference?
Is this the intro?
And marmalade?
What?
I can't marmalade my dick down your throat.
Oh man.
Oh, ladies and
You
gentlemen,
started saying something about spreading jam, and I was like, "Here it comes!" You queued it right up for it.
If it wasn't already abundantly obvious, we are joined by tWoTcast. You know them, you love them. The internet's favorite twats. Yeah, fucks.
If I'm being completely honest, I think I have a few more favorite twats.
Yeah, that makes sense.
But I know these twats by name. I
have no favorite twot, or I have no more favorite twotes, but I do have a few favorite twats.
Name
the only name I know is Mia. So,
hey,
okay.
So
the only
she stopped doing boy girl soup recently. So
yeah, but then she started OnlyFans, which I'm sure somebody's pirating somewhere because it's the internet.
And only taints also.
Oh, mead mistress, naughty.
God damn. That'd be a terrible.
Anyway, we're the Black Tower Podcast. You already heard Josh say that. I'm your Bajan Mahale. I think my name is Andrew. I'll probably forget it by the end of this episode.
I'm the Sorvan Mahale Josh.
And I am the Amin Khan Mahale Daniel. And as we already said, we are joined by three wonderful human beings and also tWoTcast.
Still waiting for three more people to join the Zoom.
People. Yeah, we'll sign off. We can go.
They're being edited.
You guys are the wonderful people.
We couldn't cross them with you, so we recorded a whole episode, and they'll be edited.
Yeah, they're already gone. So.
Yeah. Never cross the podcast streams.
Well, I'm Joe from tWoTcast, and other people are here.
I'm Jono from tWoTcast.
There you go.
Oh yeah, I'm Tom from tWoTcast. I thought for sure you're going to say never cross the taints.
Actually, you should definitely cross the taints.
Yeah, crossing taints is okay, just not the balefire. The balefire crossing is where things get wonky.
Keep that.
If you meet us at JordanCon and you don't greet us by crossing taints with us, then you didn't really.
Well, no, we're not actually friends.
I don't think I'm that flexible.
Never know.
We have machinery.
You know
those cranes that help like.
We're gonna have to get furniture involved or something.
Yeah. Well, you know those cranes that help like people with disabilities get into the pool? We've customized one of those just for our particular brand of
just for meeting people.
Yeah. There's a whole team that carts it around behind us. It's on caster wheels.
You guys going to JordanCon?
We are.
Hell yeah.
It's going to be a very expensive trip if you've got to use that like machinery to take with you to and from for greeting. But I think it's going to be a very pleasant experience for you guys. And that, by the way, Josh, is an excellent pour.
Luckily, we have patrons that subscribe specifically for us to be able to roll this thing around JordanCon.
Mm-hmm.
So, but for all of your Black Tower Podcast stuff, go blacktowerpod.com. It's one-stop shop for all of our bullshit and shenanigans and the stuff we try to con you into buying. And by trying to con you into buying,
which we
put it there, and you can choose to take it or not.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we have new patrons that deserve a shout out. So we have two new dedicated, Jessica T and Beth W. Beth, you know who you are. Several other people know who you are, but we don't say last names here because I don't know. Apparently the internet doesn't.
I want to know.
Does Jessica T not know who she is?
Maybe not.
Because Beth knows, but
it's possible. But welcome to the Black Tower. Congratulations on making dedicated. And if you are going to JordanCon, make sure you go and check out some panels because I know Beth is on at least one. So go and check that out.
Nice.
And then we have some new family members. Welcome to the family of the Black Tower. We have Utah's Dancing Bees Apiary.
Apiary.
That's it. The fancy word for keeping bees.
Yep.
That's for keeping monkeys.
Also known as the Mead Mistress.
Apiary.
Get the fuck out.
You're thinking bestiality. That's for bees.
Yes.
The bestiary.
I have this. I have all these bees in my fucking bestiary.
Yeah.
Nice.
To keep Oprah's favorite gift for everybody.
And of course,
nice.
You get bees. Everyone gets bees.
Everyone gets bees.
That would have been a really
Not to be confused.
And in severe tragedy.
Not to be confused with our Josh. We also have the impossibly spectacular Josh.
Yes.
Thanks for your support.
It's impossible how spectacular he is.
You're talking about Josh, who played Rand al'Thor, right?
Yeah, that's him. So
Congratulations to you guys. That he's one of your listeners. That's awesome.
That would explain a couple things.
He's gonna be here for a couple days and then he's gonna leave and we're never gonna see him again. That's how it is.
Yeah.
Hey. No, he's gonna be here for a few days and then he's gonna get separated from the group. And then he'll come back a month later, and then he'll leave. And
okay.
Yeah,
that's fair. Pretty much.
If he's the mad actor, if he's Barney Harris, then he'll leave.
Then he'll leave forever, and we'll never see that motherfucker again.
Never see or hear from ever again.
Poor guy.
Yeah.
But he did a great job.
He did.
But patrons, thank you so much for your support. Welcome to the newbies. Hopefully,
your Instagram game needs to be less strong.
I mean, you got to have Instagram game at first, which I definitely don't. So
I don't have
one. I think the last thing I put on Instagram was
pod.
like from when I went and visited with the Wheel Takes guys like last year.
Something like that. It's all
just
good.
A picture of a fire. You couldn't see anything else. It's like the story of my life. It's just fire and nothing else. Everybody walks into my life and they're like, "What the fuck happened here?" And I'm like,
Burned it down.
Sorry, this is a dumpster fire. If you want you want anything else, then you're gonna have to go to somebody else's life. This is all I have to offer. I'm sorry.
Yeah. So speaking of going to somebody else's life,
there you go.
Nate Bliss and his team created a fantastic website called thegreatblight.com. And yes, you can go and you can support Nate Bliss and the things they do there by going to the shop section. But you can also go and find an ever-evolving wiki that is spoiler friendly. So a lot of us use what.fandom.com, which is a fantastic resource. It's still fantastic, folks, but it is not spoiler friendly. Thegreatblight.com is. It also has an ever-growing / shrinking / updating repository, I guess. I don't know why I keep using big words like that. But of content creators, you can find people like Black Tower Podcast. You can also find people like tWoTcast, and then you can find other people that you actually enjoy to talk about the Wheel of Time. Whether you're looking for YouTube, podcast, music, artists, whatever the case is, you can find it on thegreatblight.com. And if you see something that they did fucked up, you can let them know and help make the Great Blight better.
I think you just unbig worded yourself with that sentence.
Did fuck up, yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, I channeled my inner redneck. So,
ding, ding, ding.
You know, I had to explain the phrase "country bumpkin" to a friend today.
Really?
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, you're such a country bumpkin." I was like,
"That's derogatory, but okay."
I'm like, "Do you think that's a compliment?"
Yes.
I'm like,
she meant country in the right circles.
She meant country blumpkin.
Yeah.
Oh, that sounds terrible. It's in an outhouse and it smells like Bush Light and Natty Light.
Oh, that's nice.
There you go.
That's nice. Could be worse. Could be just regular Bush, or that kind of like 70s Bush. That's not good.
Or
speaking of the 70s Bush, manscaped.com.
Yeah,
it's Bush heavy.
Yeah.
Wait, senior or junior?
Already.
There it is.
Talking about ancient
Andrew and I make the same joke.
Yeah.
Someday
we're gonna wait for our Josh to get back because he has the good segue for the spoiler warning.
Like a literal segue?
Yeah, we actually really need the segue for the spoiler warning.
All right. Well,
considering
Daniel mentioned Ice House. When I was young, we used to drink Ice House because it was cheap. we used to get pretty hammered, and then we would call the 800 number on the side of the can over and over again, and ask the operators if the house on the front of the can was a house made of ice or a house where they make ice, just repeatedly, and try to have a contest to see who
You're
could
the greatest.
keep the operator on the phone the longest.
It should be
Nice.
open 63.
They never answered the question.
Yeah.
And we knew.
And I promise you an answer to the question.
We were the whole time. Every time we'd hang up, we were like, why don't they just say it's the place where they make the beer? I'm positive that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean it's the obvious answer.
No, the address for the house is on the box. They don't want you to know where they make the beer, because then somebody's gonna blow up the factory, because they'll be like, "This is horseshit."
How dare you?
No one else can be allowed to drink this swill.
I guess if you give somebody two options and one of the options isn't correct, like they freeze and they can't like find secret option number 3. They're just like, well, it's not 1 or 2. I don't know what to do.
Yeah, it's not 1 or 2. What is it?
You know why they froze?
There's always a fourth hole.
Ice.
There's always a 4th.
Beer freeze.
Well, you know the story of the fourth hole, right?
Yeah, there's
It's
always
right.
a 4th hole.
It's there's a fourth hole. It's right in the back of the knee, and it's like a default open button, because whenever you hit the fourth hole, everything else opens up.
We're apparently echoing again.
Yeah.
I think they're just hearing us come.
I blame
through,
Jono.
I mean, yeah, that's where it would be coming through. Because I think it only happens when Jono is talking, because then it activates the mic on his Discord.
God damn
That
it.
makes sense.
Still happening?
I don't know.
I don't know, probably.
I do my best. I do my best to be very useless in it.
Oh, there. It didn't take long for the propaganda to start.
Yep.
It's not propaganda. You were saying it wrong.
Bullshit. Better?
Yes.
Propaganda.
Yeah.
Propaganda.
We post that as if it's some sort of indisputable fact, and it's just a drawing you did and wrote down the words.
I mean,
Hey,
well,
it is indisputable fact. He said
that is the essence of modern discourse.
That's
So
really true.
you just
In fact,
post something as
usually
if
you
it's
don't even
indisputable
put the
fact.
right person on there. It'd be like a picture of Abraham
It's just-
Lincoln, and
Yeah,
he'd be
that's
like,
usually what I do, actually. Drawing an Abraham Lincoln.
yeah,
Or maybe Jefferson.
And then just say it was
I
said by
just
like
throw
Benjamin
someone else on
Franklin.
there.
yeah. Draw a
Yeah, fine,
picture
Benjamin
of
Franklin, probably.
draw a picture of Buddha, and then
Mm-hmm.
put a quote that you want, and then misattribute it to somebody who's not even Buddha.
Perfect.
Said by that one
coming
guy
up.
in Belfast.
It's coming up
that
this
one night
Jordan
I was
guy.
really
You'll
drunk.
see it there.
That'll make its way around the internet like wildfire.
Oh yeah.
Why would Buddha say anything about the Wheel of Time?
I thought we were going to
Don't
talk
worry
about
about
Asmodean, but instead we're kind of starting to dive in on modern day discourse on the internet.
Yeah. Well, it's because
Really
we're killing
dig it.
time waiting for Josh to get back, because he's got the fucking segue for the spoiler warning. And
He
he said just a
texted me that he was
second.
going to rub one out quickly.
Oh, so why isn't
That
he
should've-
already done?
that
That usually
should've-
takes him
yeah.
like 18 seconds. What?
should've
I
been
don't
done.
understand.
Does feel like it should be done by now.
You see those sparks right there in the background of his? That's cool.
He needs some moisturizer.
Yeah, I feel like
That
that's
sparks flying off of his dick while he
That's
rubs
what
it.
happens when you rub one out without lotion or lube.
Quick
That's what happens when your dick is
off
made
of
of
his dick.
flint and your hand is made of steel.
Would you want that the opposite?
Like so many of ours are.
Yeah.
Quick question, Daniel. Would you
I
want
don't
a
think
flint
you'd-
dick and steel hand, or steel dick and flint hand?
Well, steel
I
hand,
think you'd want a-
obviously.
I don't think you'd want a
Steel hand.
steel dick, because then, like when it's really cold outside, like people's tongues get stuck to it, and it's just
Yeah.
uncomfortable.
But that actually sounds like a great thing to have happen.
I mean, it's it's more of a problem for them than it is for me. But
They can't, but then they're just stuck there.
then you kind of do want it to be steel, because the flint will slowly erode away, and I don't have much to lose as it is. I can't afford shaving off parts of it.
Wouldn't the steel be a 24-hour boner?
It could
It's
still be.
You'd have to wear
Just face
hammer
down.
pants like all the time or something, like very loose pants.
I mean, some
Where-
of us wouldn't, but okay.
Wear a chastity belt, and it just sounds like a blacksmith every time you
You
walk.
sounded really offended. Like, well, excuse me.
Some of us,
I did get
yeah.
small.
You don't want dicks stuck to your steel, or you don't want tongue stuck to your steel dick, because then the firemen have to come and take them off.
Dude, that's just more people enjoying the wonderfulness.
Are they, or are you standing up after that and you're in a schoolyard and you suddenly realize where your life is going?
But just
why are you having anyone getting their tongue stuck to your steel dick in a schoolyard? I feel like this actually just told us more about Joe than I ever wanted to know.
I think
God.
It's a Christmas Story reference, but I feel like an alarm should have gone off in your head.
Yeah. No, it's fine. It was funnier that way.
Oh,
like wait a minute.
So you go and do the polar plunge, and like you thought, like having your balls stuck to the inside of your thigh during the summer was bad. Do the polar plunge with a steel dick. It just literally gets frozen to your thigh.
You have to have like a heater, like to kind of like just like gently like peel it off. Like you need.
I was just assuming my whole body would be made of steel, like Colossus.
Oh, like the thigh hitter.
Let's talk more about X-Men.
Okay, cool. What would you like to talk about with X-Men?
All right, so how hairy is Wolverine's dick? Really hairy.
It's not.
Like,
it has sideburns. No, it has the mutton chops for sure.
That one right there. You know how some people have like the happy trail where it goes down and there's just a one? Yeah, no, his is just over to the sides.
Oh, okay.
If Wolverine manscapes his dick, does it all grow back immediately because of his healing factor?
No, he doesn't. He doesn't need to manscape his dick.
Just the hair. It's the pattern of his hair.
Yeah. It's actually just a really weird baldness.
It's actually the inverse of that. Anytime no other hair grows, and if the mutton chops get like damaged in combat, the healing factor regrows them immediately.
So you can
not on his face, but
him
on
like
his
over and over, and it'll come back every time.
Yeah.
Actually, I think it's more of a Samson and Delilah thing, where if he loses the mutton chops, he just loses his healing.
Second question: wouldn't it be more accurate if Cyclops shot laser beams out of his dick?
Yeah, that's the one eye.
All right.
Or
I'm glad we're on the same page there.
Or if he had one eye.
Yes, Cyclops should 100% have an eye patch instead of like visor, and his one eye should be totally fine and just look at the world and be okay. And then he flips up his eye patch and just
he just moves the eye patch to the other side.
Every single other. There we go.
I just love how his civilian persona just. I love how his civilian persona just steals like Matthew Murdock's glasses, and suddenly it stops the fucking lasers. Like, oh, they're red. The lasers are red. It just stops. It's fine.
Yeah, they're special glasses.
But if you saw civilian
got him out of a cereal box,
or Matt Murdock, like in public, like at a bar or something, would your first instinct be when you saw him, like, douche, nice red sunglasses inside?
Douche, red sunglasses.
At least Daredevil's blind.
Oh, he's blind.
Yeah, I was gonna say,
then you realize he's blind and you feel bad.
Exactly. Cyclops is a douche. That's always your first thought. He can be not wearing sunglasses, and you'll be like, douche. Fuck that guy.
All right, third X-Men question.
I do love the irony.
They were handing out superhero names. Do you think Nightcrawler thought they said dick names, and then he got stuck with that?
Are you my dad telling those jokes? The Lord gave out brains. Do you think he said trains and asked for the caboose, Joe?
Yes. Nightcrawler's the name of his dick. Everyone knows it. That's all I'm saying.
What is the
Nightcrawler's actually the name of his tail, but okay.
Are they one of the same?
I didn't say they weren't.
Welcome back, Josh. This is what happens when we're waiting for you to come back, because you have the perfect segue for the spoiler warning, and so we just start talking about.
Oh X-Men. Shit! My bad, guys.
All
right, so here's the deal. Here's
as you know, the deal.
Those listening live know of the tragic event that happened today. And if you're not listening live and you're listening to the show in your car on the way to work or something like that, we're sorry to bring it up again and cause you even more emotional distress. As you all know, Gilbert Gottfried has passed on to the great beyond. The Dark One. Okay, I see you, Grey Aja Sitter. Listen here. I have not had nearly enough to drink to fumble my words that badly yet. But I'm working on it. So tonight's spoiler warning is in homage to a man who is surprisingly intertwined in all of our childhoods and lives. Like, the guy was everywhere. So tonight, we pay homage and respect to Gilbert Gottfried as we let him deliver the spoiler warning for tonight's episode.
The following show contains spoiler for the entire Wheel of Time series. If you have not finished the series, you are at risk of being spoiled. You have been warned. What does this even mean?
Oh.
Oh, that was a lot more sad than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Damn,
Oh,
hurts.
that was nice. I liked it.
That was
What,
amazing.
brilliant, right?
Can you I will pay you every time we use that, because that's like, I fucking love Gilbert Gottfried. Like I remember watching The Aristocrats. Yeah, and he is amazing in that. Like just the real video of him on that one post 9/11 thing, and just in general. And I don't know. I would never have guessed, like, 20 years ago, Gilbert Gottfried would have fucking Gilbert gotten me, but it actually did today. He's just like fucking, shitty pun. You're welcome. But like so fucking funny, dumb, and just like willing to just take a joke and just murder it and not care anyone's opinion.
One of the things that amazes me about him so much is the fact that he's a little like Bob Saget-y.
Yeah.
In terms of the fact that, like, in his personal life and in certain roles that he took, he is so vulgar and so out there. And you're like, how in the world were you the star, like one of the stars
in a Disney movie
of my favorite movie that has ever come out that's for kids? Like, I don't know how this works. Like, and then of course you grow up a little and you're like, oh, you turn it off for certain places. Okay, makes sense. But like, but at the same time, like, you still are like, how did I miss all of your just like,
that's crazy.
Yeah, it's there we go. That is my favorite line. Yeah. I use that all the fucking time. Look at this. Look at this. I'm so ticked off. I'm molting.
So there is a video with that spoiler warning. So if you're listening to us, definitely come over to YouTube and check out this episode's video at least. We'll put the video in there. Guys, tWoTcast, if you want to use it, I'll send it to you guys too.
We will pay for it every time with Joe's money.
Raise them up for Gilbert Gottfried.
To the greatest of GGs.
The greatest of GGs.
Yeah.
That's a good name.
My mind immediately started just being like, wait, who are the others?
Yeah. That's exactly what I was thinking.
That in mind, and not to cut our celebration of the God.
We're going to talk about somebody else that brought a lot of joy and laughter and happiness into the lives of everyone around him, for sure.
Me?
Did he?
I mean, I got to laugh at a lot of the stuff because I resonate with his My Chemical Romance-esque macabre humor. So we're going to talk about most people that saw him and met him know him as Jason Nattell, but you may know him as Asmodean.
You may know him if you're Asmodean.
Oh. Asmodean.
Daniel, we got to stop being on the same wavelength for this episode, right?
Asmodean's nuts.
So we brought on tWoTcast.
I tried to sell Joe and Tom on one of the best Jordan Con costumes ever came up with. It was going to be Paula and Asmodean.
Oh, Jesus.
And the amount of questions of like, what the fuck does that mean and why? Really made me. I think that Joe was definitely in.
I'm sad you brought this to a live forum.
Probably didn't
like
those
ideas
like,
to us.
Like 10 pounds of butter at any given time.
Yeah. It should be noted, I had no idea what beyond just like one or two butter jokes and our names the same. Asmodean, Paula Dean, and I actually call him Asmodean anyway. There was no concept behind it, and that's where Joe was going. Is I just give the shittiest ideas and say, "Huh?
You're like, how about this for an idea? I was like, that's not an idea. It's like a pun that you're like waiting for us to give you the idea for. And I don't know what you're looking for.
Please help. Please help. I don't know.
So Asmodean like has enough credit in the story. Like when we see everything that happens on him traveling with Rand and, you know, being Rand's personal My Chemical Romance disc, playing all these sad songs from Age of Legends and everything as he's traveling around. But he kind of gained an extra boost in the fandom because, again, the spoiler warning's out there. You already know. When he died, the biggest question everybody had was, well, who the fuck killed him? Because nobody knew. It's like, oh, it's you, and then dead. And I think it was the glossary of, was it Towers of Midnight?
Yeah, it was 13. Yeah.
So the glossary for Towers of Midnight gave away the big secret that it was Grendel, and then started the piranha feeding frenzy that is the fandom and still is the fandom, and mostly the best of ways. About people trying to say, well, that's bullshit. It doesn't make any sense. And then you had the other majority that was like, no, it does make sense. And you have these like crazy web breakdowns of like where all the Forsaken were, who had motive, and everybody went full like CSI Miami trying to figure out why would Grendel kill Asmodean, and it checked out.
I love
it. All makes sense. It all makes.
I love that. Like whenever people would ask, like Robert Jordan to just be like, "It's so obvious."
How do you not know this already?
How are you so dumb?
Are you even a fan?
I've never seen it play.
Called Sense, Karen. Look it up.
Yeah.
Are you even
she
a
wrote
fan
in my book, "Dear Stupid Dick." Fucking read it again. It's very aggressive, Robert Jordan.
I mean, he had to be aggressive with you, Jono.
That's quite
You
the
were
acronym,
calling him
to be
at
honest
his
with you.
house, showing up on his doorstep.
Wasn't going to say anything.
Outside of his window on a rainy night. What does it mean?
It wasn't a song though, Josh. It just said, "Who killed Asmodean?"
Painted on a boombox.
And he's like,
Now,
"Get out!"
Jono, there is a Jordan Con outfit that you could put together. Get the trench coat and a sign. Who
There you
killed
go.
us?
No, but it needs to be an entire big, huge old boombox that just has written who killed
It's just
Asmodean
written
on it.
But also dress up as Paul Abdul.
Paula Dean.
I know.
Abdul.
I know. That's why it doesn't make any sense. It's funnier.
Paula Abdul.
You know what? You got me. The Paula Abdul idea.
That's why it's funny.
Because Asmodean's a
Cool.
cold-hearted
They'll be
snake.
like, "What?" And you're like, "Paula and Asmodean."
I always appreciated the who killed Grendel or who killed Asmodean bumper stickers. Because whenever somebody would drive by with one of those on, you'd be like,
Oh, see a Jordan Con, dude.
yeah.
You mean when you drive past them in Atlanta?
I found one in the wild.
In
the
parking
feverish
lot
part of
at
your
Jordan Con.
Yeah, have you ever seen? I was going to say, when have you?
It's just a sea of
kinda
who
like
killed
the
Asmodean
wild.
bumper stickers.
There's also
The fanatic part of-
bumper stickers, which, by the way, I don't trust them. Feels like
If I'm in traffic, there's at least 7.
The fanatic part of your fan brain would have to resist following them to the ends of the earth to talk about Wheel of Time for 5 minutes.
Yeah.
Well, and then you find out that it's actually just that they got it incorrectly, and they're like, "No, I'm a Diablo fan. It's actually just Asmodean."
I was just getting out of traffic and putting stickers on people's cars.
This is how
Bro,
this is
you
how
had
Wheel of
Wheel
Time
of Time
fans
too?
like
They're
connected
like-
before Theoryland.
What
and
happened? What are you
Dragon
talking
Ball.
about? Like your bumper sticker, and they're like, "You put that on there. I saw you get out of your car."
If you want to come at Asmodean,
Wait, did you just cover up my coexist bumper sticker with a
follow me to work.
Asmodean?
You just put it over the stick figure family sticker
Oh
on
no,
their
my
window.
Salt Life sticker.
Yeah,
I
the
usually-
stick figure family.
My Salt Life sticker is I live in the middle of a landlocked state.
I usually follow those people
Salt Life.
home, sneak into their house, and when they're walking out of their pantry, I kill them.
Aww.
You
but the letters, like that
They
use
always say,
are-
they never say
looks like
you, though.
sunlight.
They don't recognize me, but
lame.
they keep waiting.
Walking out of their pantry.
That's my scare tactic. I just wait for somebody to open the door.
So Asmodean,
As long as you say it's just a prank, bro, it's not illegal.
he also has one of the names that nobody can pronounce. Everybody's either Asmodean or Asmodean, or it's one of those fun things that it's one of the fun jokes that will die with the advent of the TV show.
Yeah,
I hate Asmodean so much I can't.
It's like Muggy Dean. Who the fuck thought that was like an accurate?
Uh-oh.
Like who?
Somebody
Who did
that
it?
speaks the American variant of English, I guarantee it.
Asmodean.
Right?
He who comes with
Asmodean.
the wine has it. That's what I say.
Asmodean.
Asmodean.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do we all say Asmodean?
Yeah, but he's
Asmodean.
he got the two S's in there, so you really got to hit the S.
Asmodean.
Yes.
Asmodean.
One S. Only one S.
So okay, is Asmodean and Mogedian,
No, that's
are
Ian.
they
I know.
are they related? Are they of like the surname of Dian?
Mogedian
Spelled
is
differently,
with I-E-N, right?
Yeah.
Maybe
Well,
they're
yeah.
separate.
Aren't all the Forsaken just like Bono? Like they only have like one name, like
Yeah.
Bono and Cher.
Once you get famous,
Madonna.
that's when you cut it to one name.
Prince.
Forsaken.
Well, and then of course, once you die, you come back, and you are now the Dark One reincarnates you, and it's like, okay, cool. Now I'm just a symbol, the artist formerly
Yeah.
known as Prince.
Yeah.
The
That's
dickhead
Cindy.
formerly known as Jason.
I mean,
Mattel.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. That's the
13 of them,
Sindane as the
Andrew.
artist
They don't
formerly
need
known as
surnames.
Lanfear.
That is
You
true.
If you come back from the dead, you get
White Dagger?
apostrophe.
One of them was like, I'm going to be Agenor, and the other one's like, I'm going to be Agenor, and he's like, shit, two Agenors. Now we need weapons.
No, that's the one time that the Dark One was actually good at organizing
Yeah.
things, because one of
He's
them
like,
was
no,
like,
no, we can't.
I
have
want to
two
be
Agenors.
Agenor, and the other one was like, I want to be Agenor, and he was like, shut up, Demandred, you don't get to be Agenor. Like,
Yeah, you don't get to be Agenor. We already got one of those.
and that's when his inferiority complex started.
So,
I want Lanfear. We have
Asmodean-
Lanfear at home. Points to Sindine. Anyway,
Points to
Asmodean.
Redwell.
So during the
He
Age of
was-
Legends, as all the Forsaken start their trek in, because everybody went evil in the same age, that's definitely not a potential plot hole. Asmodean was a very famed and renowned composer during the Age of Legends. That was his shtick. That was his thing. Everybody has a shtick.
Yeah.
He was the emo kid sitting in the corner playing all the mood music that made everybody else
Amadeus.
want to jump off the top of the
He
throne.
wanted immortality so he could perfect his songwriting.
His motivations are so depressing.
Like if I live forever, I might get
Very
enough
nice
calluses
artistic
not for the
tone.
harp to cut me.
One of his issues is like he was so famous so early that he got the third name and then never really lived up to it and really thought like, you know what, give me another few thousand years, I will be Mozart kind of thing. Because that's one of the things he says is like he just like had like childhood fame or probably teenage or whatever the fuck. You live a couple hundred years, it's all the same, I guess. But he never really hit the fame expected of his like, original ability. And that's just kind of explanatory and why he's such a dick, really.
See, I think that's the reason that he tells other people, but I'm like 100% sure that he actually went over to the dark side so that he could just be like, so anyway, here's Wonderwall forever.
I mean, I guess there is nothing more emo than living forever and going over to the dark one.
Right?
Do you think while they were
Really
sealed
proving
away?
yourself.
Do you think while they were sealed away, he's just playing Stairway to Heaven, like to the Dark One the entire time?
But
Oh,
only
yeah.
the acoustic part.
Trying to get laid by goth
Or he's
girls
doing
that there
the-
aren't any.
I am Henry the Eighth. I am Henry the Eighth. I am. And then you could see like Grendel over there. I swear to God, when we get out of here, I'm gonna kill him. I'm gonna kill him. And everybody else is like, no. She's like, no, I'm going to kill him.
No,
I
I
thought
just love. I would love if there was just like a competition between all of the Forsaken of like who's gonna kill Asmodean faster. Like he
Yeah.
just is in the thing being like, 99 dark ones of beer on the ball, 99 dark ones of paint, and then like
He started at 99 billion bottles of beer, and that was like they were like,
Guys,
No,
believe
he
in the
counted out.
process.
Here's the key, though. He played that song 7 times.
yeah.
Guys, believe in the
Like,
process.
oh
when
my
I'm
God, he's doing-
when
he
I'm down
started
to
back
one
at
bottle of
99
10, I'm
billion.
getting out of here. Second verse. Same
It
as
was
the
the
first.
first.
Yeah.
What was the comedian that did that shit? Like they went to like a fucking Waffle House and they played "It's Not Unusual to Be Loved by You" like 7 times in
John
a row.
Mulaney.
No, "What's New Pussycat" 7
Yeah.
times in a row, and then
Yes.
finally, "It's Not Unusual to Be Loved by You" once, and then 3 more renditions of "What's New Pussycat."
Yes. So the answer is John Mulaney, and it was the Salt and Pepper Diner, and it's one of my favorite sketches ever.
That's a
Yeah.
great bit.
I feel like if there was a comedic bit that represented tWoTcast.
Me and my
I mean,
brother
we've literally done that. I mean,
Me and
not
my
that
brother
exact
used to
thing,
go-
but we've done that.
It's
to the
It's
bar
on
and go to
brand.
the jukebox, and we would play "Love Gun" by Kiss over and over and over again
That's
until
correct.
the bartender unplugged.
Do you
the
think it's
jukebox.
too? Do you think it's
So
too late
in
for
the
us to
story,
get Jordan
he
Con
also-
to put
they
a
also got
jukebox?
unplugged.
I think it's too late to get Jordan Con to put a jukebox by the bar for
Just play "Love Gun"?
totally
Just
unrelated
us.
reasons.
Yes.
Except we just wheeled it in and plugged it in, and really,
Ah.
the only choices are Love Gun
Yeah.
Even
Yes.
better. Even
And
better.
take
I
your
love
money.
it.
or Shakira.
But they're just progressively
What?
longer versions. Like
Oh,
each
baby,
option
when
is
you
just like
talk
adds an hour.
that, You
Yeah.
make a woman
Yeah.
go mad.
Anyway,
Asmodean
Asmodean. because he actually does stuff. Dude, it makes me laugh every time. Like he's around Rand, and Rand's having this serious conversation with somebody about something, and
He just
nobody
plays
else
music.
catches on. But he
Yeah.
just changes what he's playing, and Rand every time is just like, "The son of a bitch! I swear to God,
Yeah, it's
I
the best.
swear to me."
Why would you be mad? I'd be
I
so
swear
happy
to
if someone
me.
was scoring my life like all
Right?
day long. It's incredible. Every time I
Same.
walk in the door, they
Because he's
change the
playing it
music.
ironically like a douche.
I don't
I
care.
mean, sure, but still.
Maybe Rand is the one hearing it ironically because Rand's the douche. Because realistically, what does Jason Natale do? He gets the fuck up and tries to heal him a couple times, tries to talk to him about stuff. He wants to keep this guy alive because once this giant battle happens at the end of book 4, that's his ticket to fucking life, for whatever it's worth. So I don't know. I kind of feel like Asmodean, obviously, or Modine.
Stop saying it. Don't even say it.
Asmodean, Modine, Modine,
Uh,
Modine.
So upsetting.
I'm
Oh,
begging
God.
Tom to just call him Modine. I honestly wonder like what would have happened if Rand had been less paranoid. Granted, his paranoia probably worked right here, and just kind of embraced him as like a real friend rather than just dick in the corner that I've got a boss around, because he had no choice. Like he couldn't channel for shit anymore.
Yeah, I understand your point. I appreciate your point.
I'm not espousing we should have done it. Yeah, but
But yeah, at the same time, it's also like Rand keeps on being like, "Hey, teach me this thing," and Asmodean's like, "Okay, I'll teach you that thing," and then he teaches him like 10% of that thing, and then Rand tries to use the thing, and he's like, "You dumb motherfucker, that's only 10%," and Rand is like,
sure.
"I'm the dumb. You taught me how to do this, you piece of shit." Like,
He's like, why don't you get this already?
I guess he did try to very badly kind of like, if I clearly tell Rand too many things, I'm fucked. But if I don't tell Rand anything, I'm fucked. So
Yeah, that's obvious. He's
10%.
He's working the angle. He's
yeah, it's like
figuring it out.
Asmodean when she was captured as well. Like,
correct.
I taught her to channel, she got a headache. Huh?
Weird.
Trying
Yeah.
as hard as he could with book 4 knowledge, and then like if Rand knew what he knew in book 13 and went back to book 4, he'd be like, "You didn't show me shit."
Right?
I literally would have accidentally figured all of this out.
It is kind of cool that
You made humanity? You fucked up a perfectly good monkey, you dickhead. Look at it. It has anxiety.
I do like that, Rand actually talks to him about that. He's pissed off. He's like, "You're not teaching me shit, you dick." And Asmodean's like, "Bro, you can see Sidene every time now." It's like it's reminiscent of that scene in
He
Bedazzled.
definitely said bro too, by the way.
because he is a
Asmodean said that 1,000%.
It's
Hold on,
like
hold on.
that
Let's do
scene in
Bedazzled
Bedazzled when he's like the South American drug lord and his wife is learning English lessons and she's definitely banging the English teacher and he's like, "Oh, how are your English lessons coming along?" And she's all like, "I'm learning to say I'm going to America." And he's like, "That's all you can say after 6 months? That's great." It's that parallel
Which
there.
movie's Bedazzled? Is that the one with
Brendan Fraser.
That's called Bedazzled?
It's
Isn't
the one with Aram Sino, man.
Vajazzle?
Yeah. Brendan Fraser and what's her name? from
Elizabeth
Austin Powers,
Hurley.
right? Yeah, Elizabeth Hurley.
Yes, not to be mixed up with the XXX porn parody Vajazzled.
You bastard!
Yeah,
You stole my fucking joke. Like almost word for word.
Elizabeth Hurley is still amazing.
Yes.
Let's just do a podcast about her.
So there's,
Do you guys
there's
want
also a bit of a.
Should we just rebrand and be an Elizabeth Hurley podcast?
Yeah, let's do it.
Probably a good niche. I'm talking about her vagina.
I heard she likes like scat games.
Oh, great niche.
That's just
do
a
that for a
gang
year
that
or two.
shits everywhere they go. Like,
Oh my God, Joe, what are you
You
doing?
can't unsee it now, can you?
I can't. Oh my God. So for those of you who are not in our
I don't think he's
Discord
going to be
listening
nearly as
live,
beloved.
you should know that Joe just shared a meme of Aram and Brendan Fraser
was
is
never
Encino
beloved.
Man, and it's the same fucking guy.
It's the same human being. By the way, that's
the-
not me. That's all Jono, by the way. Jono figured that out.
Good job, Jono.
I just put the two pictures together.
No,
Yeah, that's all I
wheezing
did.
the
I only did.
juice.
That's the only work I did.
so there's also a bit of an interesting kind of parallel in between Asmodean and the White Cloaks.
Ooh.
So the White Cloaks have like this really horrible history of really doing like really gruesome and terrible things to people.
What?
Like every group they're modeled after that Robert Jordan incorporated whenever he wrote the White Cloaks. But whenever we read them in the books, they come off as like these kind of bumbling buffoon idiots, you know, that maybe they have one or two scenes where they're actually a bit of a threat. But for the most part, they're ineffectual. And Asmodean is done the same way. We get this one really big fight scene in Ruidion between him and Rand. And then Lanfear comes in and makes him a bumbling, weak idiot. Because Rand didn't even take care of that himself.
It's hard to picture him scary.
Yeah.
It-
But his history is pretty fucking terrifying.
Well,
Yeah,
what was
Because
it?
like this is the guy that during the War of the Shadow severed his own mother, who was an Aes Sedai at the time, severed her,
Well,
so she
that
can
wasn't
no
that
longer
claimed
channel.
by someone else. Like, did we ever hear that from his? I mean, I'm not saying that's not fact or anything.
No,
but, like, that's. Didn't somebody just say that about him, or like, didn't Lanfear say that? And
Yeah,
she's-
someone who knows. I can't remember. I want to say it was like someone else. It was Moraine. No.
I think it was Lanfear.
Okay, yeah, because I
she
mean,
was like,
again,
"Don't
not
trust
saying that that's
him."
not true.
Yeah,
'cause
it was
probably
right after
is.
the fight.
Just-
I think Lanfear is saying like this guy severed his own mother. You want to teach it, like trust him as a teacher? And he's like, guess what? I like 90% severed him anyway. So suck his ass.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh,
Well,
you're
the story
absolutely
goes.
Yeah,
Then at least the story is with his mother that he severed her from the One Power, and then just gave her over to the Murdral, and we all that delve more than just reading what's on the page about the Murdral, and know kind of what they enjoy. Just kind of
and
gave
what
his
they
own
would
mother
have done to
over
her.
her.
Yeah.
Roll
The
it.
same thing
There's
that
also
Rand was
there's
forced
also
to
the
watch
idea of,
happen in the
like,
car.
I mean, she probably was really hateful on his music.
Yeah.
She did not
Probably.
support
It's not
her
a
dreams.
phase, Mom.
You know what? You're severed.
She's like, you go to music
Wait,
school,
you mean
but
to
I'm not
tell me
paying
that
for it. You're going to
Asmodean
get a
responds
business
badly
degree.
to that?
Gonna get a business.
It's not like Asmodean definitely didn't run around like half murdering, maiming, and seriously injuring anybody who was ever said they were better
Yeah.
than him or that he wasn't good.
Sure.
Oh,
Yeah.
you think you're better than us?
One of the
Like,
He
things
still
I-
didn't ever really come across as like a threat. Like I never.
Yeah.
I loved the like. It was almost not disappointing per se, but like one of the things I thought was really cool about book 4 was Rand, like Shadow Rising, slowly like becoming aware, like, and telling Matt a little bit about it, like, we're amongst dark friends now. Be on your guard. And like Jason the Tail, as his name was at the time, was as I forget which dark friend it was. Kind of viewed him as like a really high dark friend just below the Forsaken, but just kind of like it kind of like gave this weird glimpse into what the kind of like the dark friends like that kind of like power like kind of dynamic look like. And like, it was really cool at first, and then it's all bullshit because this guy's actually just a Forsaken under disguise, and so it's his traveling companion, so it doesn't fucking matter. But it was briefly like a really cool, like, you see their fucking hierarchy, you see this, and like because it was what's his name who was traveling with was also that high, who they took his flesh sack off.
The Kadir.
Yeah. Great guy, Kadir. Great guy.
Hadnan. Hadnan.
If you want to haggle, he'll make you a deal.
Yeah. It's a different name. Had a sack of skin around him at one point, but then that went pissed off the wrong person. But
Forsaken, no less.
Like that, like dynamic that was given there, and it was always trying to like play the flute for, or I guess the harp for Matt to try to like, hey, do you want to know some shit? And he's like, no. He's like, God damn it, this guy sucks too.
I can't do anything.
Had like the two worst guys to try to fuck with.
Hey, what's up with your buddy over there? Why, you think he's cute? No. No.
Well, I also love how like he was very different with Rand and Matt, because like they hang out and like chill very differently. Because like Rand would be around being like, all right, I know I'm the Dragon Reborn now. I definitely need to go ahead and sacrifice myself for the good of the world, and things are going to be bad. And so I'm going to go and read more prophecies of the dragon and deal with all of that shit. And fucking Jason the Tail would come over and he'd be like, they're gonna clean up your looks with all the lies in the books. Tell me all of the secrets you know. And Rand was like, no, never. I hate you. And then he'd go over to Matt and he'd be like, hey, what's up? And you want some of this? I'll play you Jack of the Shadows. And Matt was like, dude, play Jack of the Shadows. I fucking love that song.
Yeah, that's my jam.
Go away and leave me alone, because I don't trust anybody.
Yeah, I don't want to actually hear you talk, but if you want to sing a song, sure.
Yeah, no. If you're a girl, I will tell you every secret.
Oh yeah, I'll tell you everything.
But if you're a boy, eat my entire asshole. Like, go.
Oddly,
not in a good
says
way.
the same thing to both genders.
Yeah. No, it's just said differently. It's hey, go eat my entire asshole, or eat my entire asshole.
So Rand and Asmodean are like the goth kids from Letterkenny or South Park.
Oh yes.
Huh?
Yeah.
To be fair.
Stewart.
Oh my god. Well, okay, so like Asmo is like kind of
but who's Timmy?
He's pretending to be the goth kid, though.
But tell me, does
he's a goth
have
kid
no ass?
Pretending to not be a goth kid, pretending to be a goth kid.
Yes,
I think that sums
correct.
him up.
The goth kid pretending not to be a goth kid, pretending to be a goth kid. Yep.
Classically trained.
Classically trained goth.
It sounds like it sounds like the band kid that is pretending to be a jock that is pretending to be like a goth kid.
There's a lot of.
Oh my god! Are the rest of the Forsaken the football team, and he's in the fucking band?
Oh no!
Yes.
Oh, I thought you were about to say, and he's on bottom.
Except for the
Lanfear is
women.
clearly head cheerleader.
Yeah, that's the
The Mandarin is clearly the quarterback.
Grendel is the slutty
How dare you?
cheerleader.
Samuel was the better quarterback. We all know that. Then he had an injury.
Yeah, and now he plays left tackle because he can't throw the ball for shit. Like, come on.
Because of his giant rectum.
And then Mogedion is the goth girl who went out for the cheerleading team because her mom made her.
Actually, Mogedion
This is a whole podcast. We should
from the Waterboy.
The Castle of the Forsaken.
Yeah.
In, high
Oh,
school.
Vicky Valancourt.
Yeah.
Mo Gideon showed me your boobies, and I like them too. Hope you like what I did to y'all lawnmower.
Fucking fine. It doesn't matter. It's great. It doesn't matter.
So I gotta say, I think out of almost all the Forsaken, I think Asmo gets the worst rap for being weak, but it's only because he's literally been neutered.
Yeah, he's quite literally been neutered. Yeah.
Well, like Rand only beats him because of the fat man on Grill.
Yes.
Which
And
means
even
that
then,
Asmodean
it's a
is channeling
sliver.
as much as the dragon. Well, he's also really tired.
They're pulling through a saw on Grill.
Rand also barely knows anything yet.
This is book 4.
That's actually true about Rand all the way up through book 13.
Well, I mean, I feel validated because Rand wins because of a fat man. So I feel a lot better knowing that.
And guess where you are? In his pants.
Ew.
Yeah, because he's like, I reached through it in my pocket. The middle one of the 3.
And he grabbed that fat
You
man.
guys might be looking for the dragon, but I found the dragon. Yeah, you dare.
He's dragging that one out.
Is that actually just one of the Randland euphemisms?
Yes.
All right, so I walk into the room and pull out my fat man with a little sword, and she's just like, "Damn, son."
What's the sword?
I thought you were going for the dragon. Like the Dragon Reborn is just round 2.
It's a Pearson.
Round 2.
Round 2.
Mortal Kombat.
Round 2. Fight.
Love it.
You guys think it's weird that he plays like conventional instruments? Like, don't you think they would have like some sort of combination of normal instruments with the one power from the Age of Legends? Like,
how epic would it be?
Concerts with lights and sounds and like all this crazy shit.
How epic would it be
change him to the fiddle?
Theremin in the show.
I wanted to play the fiddle. I want his intro into the. I want his intro into the TV show just being him playing like Charlie Daniels. The Devil Went Down to Georgia.
Here's a little ditty from the Age of Legends. It's classic rock where I'm from.
Just walks up the mat. I bet a fiddle of gold against your soul. Just saying.
Oh my god! What if Asmodean played just so many modern pop songs on the guitar? And like, this is from the Age of Legends, and it's just fucking.
Dude,
so anyway, here's Wonderwall from the Age of Legends.
I'm telling you right now, that would be absolutely amazing if they got like a fantasy rendition of Wonderwall and he's just playing it at some point.
Well,
dude,
why Wonderwall?
Rafe listens to the show, so Rafe, you can have that one.
Yes,
have you play Wonderwall, but exclusively on the triangle.
This is the first instrument I learned to play. Ding, ding.
No, he's an expert. God. He does the circle inside the triangle.
Oh, that's a rhythm thing. Yeah, that's good.
I think
that's actually the inspiration for the symbol for the Deathly Hallows.
They're gonna throw it back to you.
He got that third name just for some dumb YouTube video at 3 years old. Yeah.
I feel like it's okay that he plays the harp because
translational.
Music is music, right? Music is transcendent. Like a C sharp.
Music is music.
3rd octave C sharp is going to sound the same no matter what age you go to. And for someone who literally wanted immortality to understand music theory perfectly, I can see him being able to be like, this is a harp. Bing, 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 bing. Oh, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
You know, and I mean,
Mr.
plucking
Sandman,
it out pretty quick.
Bring me a dream.
Well, I was also going to say, I feel like he plays the harp partially because it's the same as it was in the Age of Legends, and also because he's too good for any of the new instruments. Like, he comes out and he's like, oh, you guys invented new instruments? Go fuck yourself. The harp is the harp.
Back in my day,
he picks up Tom's guitar and throws it to the side like Obi-Wan. So uncivilized.
Back in my day, we played the theremin, the tuba, and the harp, and we liked it.
We liked it that way.
It was good enough for me. It should be good enough for you.
I do love like his like kind of like where Jason Attell was supposed to be was a Gleeman who was a shitty version of a Gleeman compared to what he's already seen. But then post capture, the Gleeman was also this weird quasi bard for Rand, and like it was kind of, or the composer, whatever the fuck his title was. I thought it was a pretty kind of fun thing that you could have seen lasting a lot longer than it really did. Quick spoiler: dies real fast in like a book.
It's not real fast, but it is faster than I would have liked.
Yeah,
faster than he could say the name.
Well, because I remember like when I was reading book 5, like this is like fucking like 96 or something like that. Like to me, as like an 11-year-old, 12-year-old, I wanted Rand to capture everything and everyone, right? I wanted Rand to capture like more cities, more countries, more Forsaken. Like none of these things to be an issue. Like all of a sudden having like almost all of Southeast, like he's got Tyr, he's got Carrion, he's got Camelin, he's got Aiel, like, and now he's got a Forsaken. Like you're like, this is badass. He's capturing more and more territory and people, and then this guy's just gone. Like, oh, that's too bad. That was a really cool ally to have.
It was. I don't even like, but not even that as an ally. It was cool that he had this thing in his back pocket that he like was like. It was a secret, and like Moraine didn't even know. You know, I don't know. I really like that aspect.
Moraine, it was his sanctuary.
Moraine kind of knew.
I mean,
no, she knew. She knew. Remember the note she leaves him at the end of book 5?
She leaves him a note. She's like, I understand why.
Right.
Just
she also told him repeatedly that she couldn't teach him in any way, shape, or form, and he needed to find a teacher. So he was doing kind of like what
exactly.
Well, and I think that's actually part of my like one of my favorite parts where she's like, I can't teach you. It's like a fish teaching a bird how to fly. Like I can't do it. Find a teacher. Find a teacher. Find a teacher.
But also,
find a
who's this
teacher.
guy?
And then he finally does find a teacher, and Maureen's like, I'm not happy with you right now.
I don't know. I don't know about this teacher.
You are doing exactly what I told you, but also fuck you. Like
Asmodean has such incredible brat energy. He's like, I'm gonna do to the T exactly what you said and show you how what you told me to do isn't what you thought I was going to do. And then every time Rand's like, I'm about to fucking beat your ass, he's just like, cool.
Yes,
but
Daddy?
do you remember this song?
Yeah, yes, Daddy.
Yes,
that's what I've been waiting for, Rand.
He throws pillows at him a couple times, like when they're 10 alone. Like it gets a little kind of like weirdly like.
There's some sexual tension. I can see it.
Yeah.
Oh, it's also very like King Saul and like David as well. It gets like Robert Jordan gets biblical. Like he's like, yep. Throw some shit at the harpist. Like let's go.
Instead of toss a coin to your witcher, it's throw some shit at the harpist.
Throw some shit at your harpist.
I'm pretty sure that
Valley of Assholes.
Throw some shit at your harpist definitely predates The Witcher.
Nope. Witcher was there first.
It's the same tune, but it's about tossing a coin to a witcher now. The lyrics have changed.
Pillow at a dick, yeah.
I do want to say, I do think there's a cool part where, like every once in a while, like the Forsaken run into pieces from the Age of Legends, and they kind of talk about it. And yeah, I'm reading it from the fandom page because I forgot about this part, but I love it. As they were going from the
cross out yourself like that.
I know, right? Andrew, edit that part out. Make me sound super smart.
edit that.
I guess it's Andrew, the part where they're looking up and he talks about that could have been a dock from where he was from.
Yes. Boom.
I love that. It's so cool. It's so cool.
It's a super cool moment in the show or in the series. Yeah. And he kind of talks.
It reminds me of Shorel.
Yeah.
Good use of that term. Yeah. It's just honestly, this is watch this. This is some dick grabbing right here. We had sent we're talking to Alan Romantic about something else, and I sent him an email because he was talking about some shit he did not want to read anymore from another author, and I'm going to leave that person's name out of it. And he's like, talking about world building. And I was like, the thing about world building is it has to be done well. And I mentioned that particular, like, it's dumb. It's like 3 lines from Rand walking in through the Jangai Pass, and he mentions it looks up. And like that to me, like it lays so much fucking foundation of like for everything, and it's throwaway. Stuff. You don't have to read it. You don't have to know it. You don't have to. It has no value.
No, that's a perfect example. Well, that's the point, Jono. That's a perfect example of what you're talking about. That's like it's such a strong throwaway thing. It's world building, but it's so like if you don't pick it up, then just keep reading, and you're not. You wouldn't even notice.
And then there's assholes like us that start podcasts, and we're like, the docks of Shirel.
Oh, tell us more about it.
Remember when you're in high school?
Docks of Shirel.
Remember when you're in high school and like your English teacher made you write like a whole like 3-page paper on why the author said the door is blue? Oh, it represents his depression. That's us with the fucking Wheel of Time.
It is.
Sort of.
The Shirel dock wasn't blue. We don't.
Yeah, I used to hate those things though because they would tell you what it represented and then make you write an essay on what they thought it represented, and you were like, I don't think it represents that. How am I supposed to write 3 pages on your shitty theory of this book?
Well, in the IEL themselves use those docks and kind of crumbling buildings as like caches and havens where they can spy on people coming through the pass.
Well, no, they can't use those. Those are too far up. They're too high to. Like Rand talked about the fact that he couldn't get that high up without losing his breath.
I was going to use that place as a stash.
Yeah, but Rand's weak in terms of the IEL.
Yeah, Rand's an asthmatic dick.
He's a weakling.
He is a child. What does a child know?
Rand is a soft little wetlander.
Yeah.
Who just happens to also have red fucking hair.
This summer, the dragon faces his biggest threat in saving the world. Asthma.
It's a hiking a tall mountain to check out some old docks.
Until you learn
toughest challenge.
So I want you to know something. A, already getting drunk. B, sometimes when I walk outside of my house, like at night and it's dark, I actually just that Asmodean line of his last lines ever at the end of book 5 are always what I think of. Like if I have no idea what the fuck's my wife's like, hey, I heard something outside. Do you want to go check it out? No, that's literally my first thought. It's like because that's all it is and that's done. So that's probably something I like mentally conjure up maybe every 2 weeks.
When your wife says, "I heard a sound, go check it out," do you reach for your gun or your guitar? Because we know that Asmodean was mad. Leaving his pantry with his guitar, and he was like, "I really wish I had my gun right now."
It was,
but also, I think the key, the takeaway here is that Jono has a long list of people that want to kill him.
12 of them, in fact.
She keeps getting me out like, "Hey, did you hear that? You should go check it out, dumbass." Oh, okay, yeah.
Or
are there exactly 12 people?
Well,
and is it because you played Wonderwall constantly during their 1,000-year slumber?
I like that it's shortly after a battle, and Asmodean's like, "Hey, nobody around here. I wonder if there's some booze hanging around. I'll get drunk. It's time to get fucked up, celebrate." And he's like snooping around by himself, and he like opens up the pantry. No.
Like if he had stayed with Rand, maybe just been a little more like obedient as a
bard
captor, I guess, like kind of thing, he would have been okay. Kind of.
Also,
as a bard,
captee,
captive.
If he had been a little more like
it's captee,
and a little less like
captee.
Ugh.
Oh, no, he's a rope bunny.
I'm out of here.
Captee.
Also, he's one of the few Forsaken who aren't resurrected.
Well, he switched sides.
Yeah, he was
being punished, which is why this is why it annoys me that Ishamael has the perfect example for how to not get resurrected, and he just goes, "Nah, I am not going to do that. I don't want to be resurrected, but I'm going to do this whole other elaborate thing. Whereas if I just joined the Dragon Reborn and had Grandal murder me, I wouldn't be brought back. Like, I don't understand.
But that's kind of where
every plot hole in every anime.
Back the next turn of the wheel.
I mean, I see what you're
certainly
with that.
It's literally every plot hole. It's like, well, you could have saved yourself so much trouble just by doing this, and it's like, yeah. But then I wouldn't have my existential crisis.
Is the thing? That's the thing. Like, it wouldn't have been finite. I mean, it would have just come around again.
It's also okay. To be fair, the Dark One also knows his followers' hearts, and therefore he would have known that Ishamael was only doing it to get dead, and he'd bring him back
like,
as
fuck you.
punishment.
Bringing you back, bro.
Yeah, like you
think healing spell.
You're back.
Healing spell.
Every time I think I'm out, they pull me right back in.
Yeah.
Well, okay, but
go
ahead.
I think you were
on me because I got nothing.
Go.
But that's kind of what I'm getting at, though. Like, Moradin is like, save the dragon, protect the dragon. He must be protected at all costs. You must not kill him. Asmodean was doing that. Like, half-assed, granted.
Yeah, but he was kind of a twat.
That's what we call our viewers, Jono.
I was about to say, I wouldn't.
Yeah. Asmodean definitely would have watched your show. Are you kidding me? He would have been a complete twat.
Yeah,
you can add that to your list.
Yeah, he would have already. He would already fucking like. He would have killed Daniel already. Be like, oh, you can sing better than me? You're fucking dead. We would have lost a member. Y'all would have gained another member.
We would have
Asmodean host American Idol.
All of us. We're good.
Just like he takes Simon Cowell's place.
Yeah.
No,
everybody that comes out and does a musical act, you're trash.
He's not mean, though. He just kills them all. Just over.
That's what I was gonna say. Only if they're better than him, though. He'll either put them down if they're worse, or kill them if they're better. You don't really have like a good
Balefire. Simon Cowell with a Glock.
Axe.
Yeah.
It's just Simon Cowell with a Glock, just being like, nope.
They're all competing.
Instead of the golden buzzer, you just get the golden gun. Holy shit.
The best singer gets killed every week until there's only one left. Exactly. He's like, you're allowed to make a record.
And then the winner
change the
is
name
like...
of the show to American Sacrifice.
Honestly, this is a good. That's a good Jordan Con costume. It's just Simon Cowell by Asmodean.
Here it comes. Nope. Not a good costume. There's no idea there.
Hey, hold on.
Yeah, it is. Literally
I have long hair, black t-shirt, and a harp. And be like, I'm from the Age of Legends. I don't know what I'm doing here. This is totally pathetic.
I've got blisters on my fingers.
Asmodean Cowl.
So here's the thing. Josh had the idea.
Yeah.
You just had
I'm not saying I had
a
idea.
thought.
I'm just saying that, like I said, this is a good idea. I'm following off of it.
Josh, you'll have to go to the art show and kill everybody there.
How dare you? Josh is not afraid of their art. Josh is a better
just
artist.
has cans of paint and just starts throwing it on the canvases.
At some point, you need to borrow one of the rooms, like one of the big panel rooms, and just have an impromptu American Idol, and then murder everyone who shows up.
just a blood smear and then like a pile of bodies in the hallway out back. No one can see it. They come in, they're like, what is going on here? Like, don't worry about that.
The room just says like what idol / Squid Game.
Welcome to Third Age
Squid Idol.
Games? Squid Game Idol?
I feel like there's probably, I would say an anime named that, but that sounds more like not an anime.
It's a hentai.
Yeah.
Don't worry about it.
It's hentai and it's art.
Oh my god.
I see you are also a man of culture.
So where are we with
let's see.
We're all over the fucking place.
He cried over Sherelle. His name was Jason, then his name was Asmo, then his name was something else.
So there's the parallel of Asmodean, which I kind of already touched on. with
He got
the
nerfed.
Diablo reference, Asmodeus, a king of demons in the book of Tobit, who is often referenced to being one of the princes of hell or the ruler of one of the 9 levels of hell. Asmodeus is also, I think, mainly in Christian lore, the embodiment of the sin of lust.
Correct.
You think
Which
so?
is-
One of my favorite things about Asmodeus, the lust hole, is
The glory hole of hell.
like,
Go on.
They shave her like absolutely gorgeous, and she's pronounced De Tsang.
Oh,
Not helpful. That's my fault, not yours.
Josh is almost there though.
I'm almost there.
It's an
he's
S
he's
name.
raging.
It starts with an. I think it's an I.
she's all
Oh,
bald and she
Isendra.
looks-
Isindra. Yeah.
Isindra.
If
was
you remember,
almost there.
Isindra is reporting back to Hanan Kadir, and she's like, "Oh, all Jason Tail wants to do is make love and play music," and she's just like scoffing at that, and I'm like, "So this guy gets to fuck this gorgeous chick,
Well, she's
and
bald,
then just like,
covered in welts.
all you want to do." All
All
right.
you want to do is bang on your drums all day.
Thank you for that one. He's not going to
You're
work.
welcome.
So, like that to me is just like Asmodean may be a very, very just kind of I connect with him.
Would he have had a place if he had not been killed by Grendel and like made it through the last battle alive? Like,
It's a
would
great
Rand have been
question.
like, "Yeah, you redeemed yourself"?
Well,
He made it in the list of
depends,
top
because
10 anime
that's-
redemption arcs cut short.
That's an interesting
I think that's a
point.
really good question, because I think the answer is if he had kept on his current trajectory at the point where he died, the answer is no. He was he was too non-committal to
Yeah, no
either
remorse.
side at that point.
Well,
Mhm.
However, I think that there would have been a good chance for him in the
rapper?
8 books that he would have still been alive.
What,
Yeah.
this
He-
brings
he'd
up an
actually
interesting
been
point.
alive still.
what if he was just like, it's getting so close and no one's figured it out, and Rand's gonna die and no one's gonna know who I am. I'm gonna be a famous guitar player, and then right at the last minute, Moraine shows back up and he's like, "Fuck!"
Wait,
Honestly, okay. the
would
sad
would
part
he
is
have
like
been
Tenacious
just
D.
roll?
I don't want to tell you that you just wrote a better story than Robert Jordan, because Robert Jordan is a master. However, I am telling you that Moraine coming through at the end and just murdering him at the end, being like, "I've known who you were all along," and him being
Yeah.
like, "God damn it," would have been
So
fucking
close.
great.
And then
So
both
close.
half neutered from being healed by the wrong, or well, one was shielded, the other was healed by the wrong person.
This
So it would have been a pretty fucking epic, like low stakes battle.
this
Yeah.
this actually brings up an interesting point though, because part of
Power,
Asmodean's neutering also released him from the protection of the Dark One. So when he channels
Correct.
Sidene,
Oh, would've
he
gone
is
nuts,
also
yeah.
now subject to the taint.
Yes, he
Correct.
as all men should be.
Or as he knows it in the musical circles, heroin.
Yeah, maybe he would have written better music.
I mean, yeah, black
The
black
Bong
yeah.
of Destiny.
Oh, good point. Give him a little heroin, let him get fucked up, see what he
Well, but again, to be fair,
To be
fair.
he also would not have been not protected from the taint that long, because we know that between book 4 and book 9
Yeah,
is really not that long.
I mean,
it's probably what is it like 8 months, 6 months, a year,
something like
It's
that.
nothing.
Yeah,
It's not
It's
long.
less than a year.
He would have been fine.
So yeah,
that shield would have dissipated at some point, right? Like it wasn't going to be there. forever.
yeah, Lanfear
but
does
the
say
idea
that it
is
will
that if the
dissipate.
shield dissipates, he probably
That's
would have been
what
like,
Lanfear
"Fuck, I've
says,
been with him
we
for so
never
long,
have-
I have to stay here." You know, kind of thing. Like, I don't think he would have gone back. Like, I don't think he would have just been like, "The shield's gone, fuck you, Rand," and attacked him. Like, I think he would have
I
just
don't
been
know.
like, "I'm fucked." You know,
Well,
I'm
As
he was
long
here
as
for 2
Rand
years.
stops
Also,
playing
again,
the flute around
Jono-
him, yeah.
Jono just made the great point that I was also thinking in my head is
Oh, yeah,
Lanfear
sure you
is
were.
really good at lying about shit. And
Oh,
so
yeah,
she
that's
says that it's going to dissipate eventually so that he can teach Rand better stuff later. And like, eventually he'll get out of this. But you're also sitting there being like, are you just giving me hope to be a huge bitch? Or
Okay.
are you going like giving me hope because that's actually a thing? Also, hold on.
I think it's true, and here's why.
Joe,
I think it's true.
Joe, you're muted on Zoom somehow, yet I can hear you. How is that possible?
That's not
Magic.
possible. No, I'm not. I'm not muted.
Asmodean says, I don't feel.
To be fair,
so anyway, sorry.
I don't know.
Yeah,
All right,
Daniel,
no, you were
your
gonna say
internet
something.
is.
I don't
your
remember.
internet is kind of choppy, so I think that's why it's happening.
Maybe.
Joe, you believe that Lanfear was truthful for once in her life?
Yes,
Go.
and here's why: because she wants Rand to hit those moments, like she wants him to get there when she wants him to. So like the point is like I think she did that for real,
All those
because she wants him to get stronger later when she can control him, but not sooner. You know, like I think it was truthful. Is what I'm saying.
I actually think that she was gonna come back and like dissipate the shield. Not that it did it naturally.
Oh,
like
fair enough.
maybe she would.
Well, we know you
actually
can
have
tie
done
something
it.
off to let it unravel slowly. Like that's a thing.
I was about to say, didn't she tell Rand that it wouldn't last forever?
Yeah,
Correct.
But
Yeah,
she's
but
a
what Daniel's
liar.
saying is like she's gonna keep it at a 10% power level or whatever, and then just come back later and be like, and gone, you know, kind of thing.
Facts.
Whereas
Okay.
I'm
Whatever,
saying it would
yeah.
have dissipated over time naturally, like she said.
Correct.
What negates that though is that Asmodean says, "I don't feel a fucking whit stronger. I don't feel it," and I think she lied. Like he says that, like he tries to like you know pull in as much as he can, just like you tonight, Joe. And
Yeah, absolutely.
and it's just kind of like Rand's like,
butt.
"This is pathetic." Like Rand literally just like, stupid dick.
Well, so he's not as strong as Rand, but he's stronger than any of the female Forsaken.
Well,
Still.
Start, yes, but not after the shield.
Well, not after the shield, yeah.
Yeah.
We've never seen that before or after, right? Where it's just like, I'm just going to cut you off at like 90%.
That
No,
is
that
true.
is the only time we've seen that method.
Nobody else
That is
has
true.
been
That is
so
weird.
sweet.
That's a weird one.
Poor
Yeah.
Asmodean,
Very similar to what they
90%
did to,
circumcision.
what's her name? What's the fucking red-eyed guy bitch who's black as shot?
It's just a
Leandrin?
It's just a
Leandrin.
condom with a hole in it.
It's very similar to Leandra though, and that like the idea is that it will dissipate one day. In this case, like it was stitched all the way closed for Leandrin, as opposed to a little bit.
I feel like they imply that Leandrins will never dissipate when that scene happens.
Yeah,
And
I think
she's-
that's a lie too, because
they're just like, good luck
trust
finding
him.
someone that can untie this.
We do also know that the Forsaken operate largely out of fear. Like a large portion of their power is based in fear. I'm going to do this to you.
Mm-hmm.
Most people aren't going to know that that's completely impossible. They're just going to
Yeah,
be
they're not gonna
terrified that the Forsaken can do that. You can
Imagine-
do that? Yeah, I can.
He's a channeler from the Age of Legends that still has 10% access to his channeling ability. It seems
He's still
insane
nuts.
that he can't unravel the shield himself. Like if one of our heroes got only 90% blocked and they were like tried to get free and they were like, I can't do it. I'd be like, God damn,
Actually,
stop.
Sexy Morshadi in chat just said the kind of on the same lines, but that's sort of what we're talking about. But Lanfear mentioned that
Oh, well, there
he
you
could
go.
get out of it, but it requires strength and willingness to go through pain. But which is a good, solid point, by the way.
So that's
But,
like,
Which adds more credence to Rand forcing his way out of the shield, like, or picking at it and doing all this other stuff to get out of it. To
You mean like in the box
And just
Yeah.
jamming his
Yeah.
dragon through
Well, I mean-
the fucking.
Yeah, just
Well, keep in mind,
Dragon
like-
Scepter as far
right
as it
through
can
those
go.
soft nuts.
Well, keep in mind like how much like physical pain Rand has already learned to live with at that point,
Mhm.
because
That's a
he's
good
got
point.
the wound from Ishi, he's got the slice
Fucking
wound on
shield
top
is
of the other
nothing.
wound from Pat and Fane at this point. He's
That's
like,
a
yeah,
good
this
point.
really isn't shit. Asmodean is like first chair in band. He doesn't really get her. He doesn't get in
Second
fights.
chair.
Okay. Well, no, I'm saying first chair, like not that he like beat out somebody for first chair, but he murdered first chair,
Yeah.
and now
Yeah.
they have no other choice.
Actually, I think
Oh.
he just became immortal so that he could wait for First Chair to die. He didn't even kill him. Like,
He just fit into that world in book 2, and he's first chair for everything. And he's like,
I can't kill a man, but I can wait.
Well, it gives him
Weird.
it gives him the dim mock, like, the death touch that'll kill you
There you
anywhere
go.
between now and whenever.
yeah, exactly.
So one of the things that's always interested me is like when you read the books, Jordan kind of described, like, channeling is kind of almost like one-to-one with like strength as far as men and women. But strength doesn't really mean as much as you think it does, right? The man's going to be whatever percent stronger on average, not always. But the women are sometimes so much more dexterous and capable, and therefore they do smarter things with it, right? Like, I could just beat the fuck out of you with just a giant thing of fire, but if you're smart enough to just, do some fucking wind, push it that way, and then whatever the fuck else you want to.
Well, you don't want to put air into fire, Jono. That's a horrible idea.
Get me off, yeah. That's not right.
That's why Jono would die
Iceman slide,
in that
Jono.
battle.
Iceman slide.
That's kind of one of the things that kind of interests me, though, is like, what if that is there, right? Like, think about how those like shields were done by two different women, Mogedian and by Lanfear, like really tie a dude off, right? And in this case, well, one a woman, one a man. Like in this, like Asmodean, as strong as he is, just tied him right off.
Tied him right off.
Vasectomy, pretty much.
He ain't going nowhere.
Where are
you going?
Nowhere.
For
Put a
nothing.
knot in it. You don't need a condom.
Well, they have a new tech now. They have a little light switch apparently for it. Could you imagine having to
saying she
apologize?
knotted
Light
him?
switches?
Yeah, no, like it's like an on-off switch that allegedly they can like implant, so you can turn your balls on and off.
Wait,
Apparently.
what?
Yeah,
How much does
I
that
don't-
cost?
it might be more of a meme and not actual real, but I kind of want it.
What the fuck? I just
I don't want it for me. Like, I just can't wait to see the person have to apologize to me. Like, look, babe, I'm sorry, I forgot to turn my balls off. And it seems like a better solution than like the fucking sonic bath jacuzzi for your balls. Have you seen that one?
I've
Yes.
seen that one.
Oh yeah,
I see
Sonic
it.
Bath Jacuzzi.
the sonic cleaner for your balls that sterilizes you. For
So which
months
one did
at a time.
Asmodean have though?
It seems like they shouldn't just be able to sell that.
I think he got the sonic
know-
bath jacuzzi for his balls.
That's
It feels like a class action lawsuit waiting to happen.
Like, they were like,
Actually,
"Don't
I'm
worry."
pretty sure Asmodean's general personality was actually just the sonic bath for his balls.
He's like, they're like, "Don't
but this
worry, your
brings up a
fertility
good
will come
point.
back," and it never did.
This brings up a good point because we know Asmodean fucks, which I feel like that needs to be. I'm going to put that in our merch channel. Nobody else can have it. You can't have it. It's ours. Asmodean.
Everyone
fucks.
knows Asmodean fucks.
it's actually fucked past tense because he died.
And
Well, right, I'm going to make a
F.
shirt of it before this is over.
All right, the shirt needs to be a grave. It needs to be a gravestone that says Asmodean fuck.
Well, we can do it as a joint release there, Joe.
Also, that gravestone's year are really fun because
does he have like?
Does
he have like a?
Eddie.
No, it's $9.99, but okay.
Wait, what did I just say?
So, all right. So the Dark One says he's not going to bring
999
Asmodean back,
Eddie.
basically
That's
because
what I
he's a
said.
traitorous pussy.
Yeah, you said that, but then Jono said some other shit.
Oh,
in
Yeah, no.
3,500 years at least. Like that gravestone is fucking like if you want to use
Decayed
any is
AF.
current, and then you just go pre-break.
It's fucking crazy.
Okay,
Even the
okay.
Dark One knew that it wasn't worth the bird dog trade. I said what I said.
Dark One
Do you
knows.
think? Do you think the Dark One could have brought him back, or do you think he was lying?
Absolutely.
and he could not
Oh,
have.
I think they could have.
Because Rand severed the black cords connecting him to the Dark One.
Yeah,
that was
well,
shielding him from the taint. That has nothing to do with his
Yeah,
dominion
'cause
over
remember-
souls and whatnot.
So
One
the,
of the
the Dark One could take
promises-
anyone's soul and put it back in a new body. but
Correct.
He just only chooses to do it with the Forsaken.
Correct.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't we just
Remember
bring
the
back
pro-
every Dark Friend all the live long day?
Moradin promises Rand that he can have Moradin promises Luz Theron, excuse me, that he can have Ilyena
Well,
back.
he's a liar.
I know that.
It's almost. He's definitely not called the father of lies. I don't know what you're talking about.
That's
Hey,
propaganda,
Josh,
though.
Moradin
Hold on.
is called the Prince
Hold
of
on.
Lies. Thank you.
That's propaganda, though.
Josh,
Because he was
he's
telling
a
the-
liar.
All right, Tucker Carlson, calm down.
I am not wearing a bow tie. Fuck you.
You take that sweat.
I'm sorry. That's like the worst insult I can even imagine. I am so sorry.
All I can think of is like how much like Paradise PD like makes
Tucker
fun of
watches
Tucker
the show,
Carlson.
dickhead.
Good. He can
Not anymore.
know how much I hate him.
Good.
I'm
Sorry.
okay with that.
Sorry, Tuck.
Don't be sorry.
We're
Fuck
still-
that guy.
hey,
Sorry,
Fuck him
Tuck.
right in the dick hole.
We're still on for drinks, Tuck.
We hope you die.
As long as you're paying for drinks, like we're good for drinks, but just know that we kind of hate anybody on any extreme of any political.
Yeah, agreed completely. And he's one of the worst. So
you don't drink with you, and we don't drink with what was the fucking guy that used to be on CNN and he got fired because he was fucking stupid.
Jono Colburn was his name.
Jono. we don't fuck with Jono. We don't drink with Jono.
Pierce Morgan, that was the fucking moron.
Oh yeah, Pierce Morgan was also a huge piece of trash. I definitely dislike Tucker Carlson more than Pierce Morgan, but Pierce Morgan can go eat an entire bushel of dicks. Like seriously,
he's not done. He's doing Tucker Carlson in the United Kingdom right now.
No, I'm fully aware.
Let me ask this.
He's just a far like left extreme version of Tucker Carlson in the UK.
He's doing far right stuff now. All these motherfuckers just do whatever it makes them.
Pierce Morgan?
Yeah, it's called.
Yep, Pierce Morgan.
So is he like is he in the UK fighting for like them to be able to carry knives more than 3 inches long around again?
Well, that kind of shit. Yeah.
Fuck he's doing.
Everybody needs to have a car and a knife over 3 inches.
Look, just disconnect from the internet.
Look, not all of us can have a knife over 3 inches, okay?
Why do you think I pawned Twitter off on Josh and Instagram and TikTok off on Daniel?
Okay. So
3 inches is big, right?
As
3 inches is average. Fuck.
Let's wrap this bish.
Yeah, Josh, it's not about the size of the blade; it's about how long your arm is.
Joe, thank you for volunteering. What is your give us your final thoughts on Asmo?
Final thoughts on Asmodean. I wish he had been around longer. I really loved the dynamic with him and Rand. It was fun to read. It was fun having him around and like having him like sit up in the corner and Rand be like, don't pay attention to that guy. Yeah, he's not important.
Pay no attention to my court bard.
Yeah, don't pay attention to him. He's not
pay no attention to the man behind the harp.
Yeah. I wish that had lasted a little bit longer. Maybe it's not even that I wish he had been there to the end or crossed over to the light for real at some point or none of that. It's not necessarily true.
That was never going to happen.
A little bit of longer time with that dynamic would have been kind of fun.
Well, to be fair,
I like that. To be fair,
I actually also agree. I really like that. And
Daniel, go.
I legitimately wish that he had been around till the end because the one thing that we never got that I really would have liked to see was a Forsaken. A person who is so as far gone as you could possibly be come back. Because like they keep on saying this phrase of no one is so far gone to the shadow that they can't be brought back to the light. And they do save dark friends. I'm not saying that there are no dark friends who decide to turn the corner. But there is no Forsaken. Yes, Ingtar. But there is no Forsaken who actually comes back. I mean, Moradin is maybe like the best example of the closest you get.
I still think Asmodean's questionable in that aspect because he was never brought back to life by the Dark One. So, like, I think he had maybe in his heart, like, moved over, even
almost
though
like
he
the
wasn't.
Absence of him is evidence that he changed.
He did change.
And I'm down with that to a certain extent, but again, proving a positive via a negative is nearly impossible, and therefore even if that's true, it's just not good enough, if that makes sense, for what I'm talking about. Now, again, I'm not saying that it needs to be in the story and that Robert Jordan missed a huge opportunity or anything along those lines. I just would have liked to see it, and I think that Asmodean would have been a great candidate for that particular arc that
completely
I wish
agree with you.
Yeah,
I could hit that. Tom, what do you think? Final thoughts on Asmo?
I don't know. How do I do final thoughts after they just did 10 minutes worth of final thoughts? What could I? I don't know what else there's to say. No, I liked him too. I wish he was around.
All right, I'll continue, Tom. Sorry.
I think it would have been interesting to see him reincarnated regardless of how it turned out. Like, I don't know how I would have wanted that to go, but it would have been cool to see maybe what he did with it. I don't think he was on a redemption arc. He had no remorse for who he was whatsoever. And given the opportunity to go back to the Dark One, he would have in a heartbeat. He just knew that avenue was lost to him. His only choice was to work with Rand.
He's a
Mhm.
He
creature of
wasn't fighting for the
opportunity.
light. Yeah, he's selfish and fighting for himself. The same things that made him a Forsaken in the first place.
Yeah, that's
We
true.
really
That's
saw
all-
him.
Yeah,
Mm.
but
Have
you
the
hang out
opportunity
with
to
the
turn
Dragon
good.
Reborn long enough.
He had the
and-
opportunity to turn good, and he stayed true to himself the whole time. Selfish prick. But
I dig it.
You know what?
Anyway,
Respect.
I don't fight for you. I fight for the music.
Andrew.
for me.
Please
Tom,
don't
you said
fuck
you had
with
nothing to add,
music.
but then you added something awesome.
Yeah,
I didn't realize-
right?
I didn't realize.
That's
I had
Tom.
anything to say.
You know what that is? That's Tom being like, "Oh, you know what? I'm really not that
That's Tom in a
awesome,
nutshell.
guys."
This is lower
And then he
expectations.
proceeds to be super awesome.
Last
Like, what a
level.
Yeah.
You see him during sex. Fucking awful.
Andrew. Final thoughts.
I really enjoyed Asmodean and his time with Rand, but I do think that as like a writing element, I think he fixed an unintentional plot hole that Robert Jordan had. You know, you have this guy that's got to learn to use this part of
fucking
magic
guy.
that nobody knows how to
This
use.
fucking guy.
There's nobody to teach him. And so he comes in as the unwitting and the unexpected of sorts kind of teacher on how to do things. And he teaches him how, like, very useful stuff that turns out to be very critical later on. And this is something we see that Robert Jordan loves to do time and time again. Here's very
Time
small
after
thing.
time.
Yeah. Here's very small thing that seems insignificant now, but is incredibly important later. Because it's Asmodean that teaches Rand how to invert weaves. And that becomes incredibly important with Narishma going and retrieving Kalendor.
Yes.
Because he has to have the knowledge to notice, uninvert, and unravel the weaves to get it. So it's like taking.
Oh, you
a
could have warned me
solution-
about all the fucking traps.
Yeah.
I fucking did.
You whine like a
do
mule.
it.
You are
Just
told you
still alive.
90%.
But as Asmodean is plot hole fixing, done perfectly, done amazingly, done very, very well.
Okay. Yeah.
Noise.
Jono.
With an
Oh.
exclamation point.
No,
Jono.
just
No!
jerk off. Just jerk off on camera.
Then pour whiskey
No,
on it.
no, I will get the
That's-
spray bottle.
That's
You-
our
don't
only
you do that.
takes. That's for our
I hope
only
you know
takes.
I'm editing in a censor bar for that
Heck.
exact moment.
Edit that.
So my thoughts on Asmodean, it's going to depend on how drunk I am. But on some cases, I'm like, he solves a plot hole. On the other hand, he is a plot hole that has to be solved, and I think that's why he had to die.
Shit.
In that, like,
I wish someone would solve my plot hole.
I'm-
Hey.
we'll
Didn't
do
know
it
you
later.
were into pegging.
Seriously? I think my middle name is.
That doesn't solve your plot hole. It makes it bigger.
There's a reason they call me Peggy Hill.
But I feel like I felt the same way. Like, I fucking hated that he died. I wanted him to be a character. I remember reading all the theories about how the fuck he died. And it's fascinating. I think going back to plot hole real quickly, the biggest plot hole ever in this series to me is the fact that they had to put a glossary entry for how he died. Like, you cannot find a more graceful way to just say, "Oh, I remember when Grendel killed him in book 5." That's more fucking graceful than, "Don't forget to read page 983 of this book." That is offensive. Like, it literally is fucking offensive. Like, you've waited. That happened at the end of book 5. So you've waited 8 books, and there it is in a glossary. That's fucked up. That is a dumb thing. And it really should be something that we all look back and we say, "Hey, you know who fucked up? Whoever did that." Because it could have been in 8,000 entries. Grendel has points of view, number of books. Anyway, back to Asmodean before he died. I think he's a cool fucking character. I really loved.
He does fuck.
Kind of like where it was going to go.
I mean, it's on the shirt.
He fucks.
Yeah.
It's on. Shit!
It's on
Did you
the-
guys steal it?
I really love like what he brought and like the idea of like that whole weird shit in the waste that has to do with like Rodian's fucking awesome. All that that fight's awesome, and then him just being neutered is like cool for Rand. I don't know. I don't know where I was going with this, but I fucking love it. And I'm glad.
There you go.
Thank you. Thank you, Jono. Now, I gotta say, everything about Asmo has been great, but my biggest connection to Asmodean, like I said, was, reading the books, and he dies, and I remember looking at my buddy Ben, who introduced me to the story, and I was like, no, seriously, what the fuck happened here? And he was like, yeah, poor Asmodean. We just don't know who killed him. And I was like, what the fuck, dude? Are you serious? And then, going online and looking through forums and looking through things and finding out that Robert Jordan was like, it's so obvious who killed him. Bro, like, damn. Okay.
You just connect these 3,467 dots. It's obvious.
And I absolutely love it. And I absolutely love that he plays such, like, his role in the books, in the story is so small, but at the same time so big. And his presence,
because Asmo has mo ass.
Asmo has mo ass. That's right. And he became such a meme that I feel like, his presence in the story has relevance.
Asmo. He had
purely
mo ass.
For that point by in and of itself. So I love it. I love Asmodean. He's
Let me ask you a question. Do you, after rereading the books this many times, or however many times you have, do you think those clues are there? Like, do you think you can tell it's Grendel?
They are.
Yes.
I remember reading that theory. That theory. And
Shadar. Go ahead.
Yeah. It's like, and I'm sure you read the same thing, Josh. It's like what happens is, if you look at it, there are a couple points of view of Grendel here, and then a couple points of view of some servant that's here. And the balefire was only used once in this way, outside the fucking way, or outside of the World of Dreams, and therefore the only person who could pop up would be this. And you're like,
I think it comes down to, like, there are 3 Forsaken, and I don't remember the other 2, but I think there was like 3 Forsaken that realistically could have been there when it happened.
Yeah.
And when you look at the 3 Forsaken that could have been there, Grendel is the only one with a in-page motive.
Because and also the only one that they would not have felt,
like, beyond like the generic Forsaken motive.
Yeah.
That's assuming. So that's assuming it was a Forsaken, though. So, like, if you look at it from anyone, he could have said, "Oh no, it's you." Like, it could have been.
We don't know.
The field
it could have been
larger than.
I think the response was that because he said, "Oh no, it's you." It's going to be someone he like really recognizes.
He knows.
Could have been
like, there's a high probability.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying though. But it could have been like somebody that was close to Rand, that was a dark friend that he was shocked that was killing him at the time, or
so it could have been Fael. Okay.
Yeah, so like in that, it could have been Fael. Yeah, I mean, in that moment, it could have been somebody that we didn't know was a dark friend or something.
I will say this. At the time you read it, you go, who the fuck killed him? But as you read through, you get to the end of the story. And like I said, you dig into the story and you start hearing you start hearing other people connect the dots for you. Yeah. You kind of, you have that sort of, that twinkle in his eye and that wink when he said, it's painfully obvious who killed Asmo. You kind of go, yeah, it kind of is.
Okay. So when I read the books, it was 3 years before I got to read the next one, and 3 years before I got to read the next one. So I was I can't remember all the clues.
Well, yeah, you definitely had to go through like a reread.
Yeah,
like your first time through, absolutely not. I don't care what anybody says. If your first time through was the experience that you and I had, where it was you read the book, and then 3 years later, you have to like reread everything and get up to the next book so you know what's going on. And then you have to like, if that's your case, like, there's only like hyper attentive people picked up those clues.
Yeah,
I see you, sexy Morshadi.
I'm not trying to like pretend like. I'll tell you what was easy though. When I was rereading them a few years ago, and I just read the glossary.
Oh, that was easy. That's true. That does help solve the problem.
I don't think anybody is going to make a serious argument that you should have known who killed Asmodean off of a
except for the author.
One guy
except for Robert Jordan.
I mean, he might, but
the guy who knew the answer. Like, thanks a lot.
all the red string wrapped around thumbnails on the wall on the board work, he already did because he fucking created it.
He's the
you know, and
that's the whole story, though.
Yeah,
If
but
you're
no,
okay-
that's the problem of being the progenitor of a story and being
That's
like,
true.
oh, it's so obvious. It's like being a DM in D&D, and you're like, it's so obvious. The parties should do A, and they do fucking X, Y, Z, Q,
Do you think-
R squared, 42
What's
blue
wrong?
square, and
Yeah.
you're like, what the fuck? Why?
Do you think Robert Jordan ever got
Anything.
like frustrated? Like, no, for real, guys, what the hell? What does that?
Oh yeah.
I painted
You
you
see
a
it in his
direct
interviews.
arrow at a person, and we're all like, but it could have been
You
17 other people.
You can see
Why are
it in
you
his
guys
interviews.
trying to seduce the dragon? What is happening?
So let me get this straight. It's a young white dragon that you're fighting, and you cast darkness attached to one of the dragon's spines.
Oh, boy.
Because it's obvious as the DM that the dragon has blind sight. But no, like,
So
yeah, it's obvious to them, but I don't think anybody's going to argue that it is obvious on a first read through.
No, it's real obvious if you
sure.
read through 13. It's fine. Just read.
I mean, yeah, if you
And the
read through
glossary.
and you actually read the glossary, then yeah, for sure. But I mean,
Yeah,
like,
and if
so
you
much
just
of what Robert
Read,
Jordan
you know,
does.
the companion, then you get it before you even read the books at all.
Yeah, but Robert Jordan, as we know, loves to do a
Very
lot of
first
this
read.
kind
I read the
of like.
companion first time.
Yeah,
yeah, that's what
Yeah.
he loves to
Totally.
do a hint there, and you know you can piece it together later on, and people ultimately always do. Or not
Right here,
most of the
Randall
time.
killed us money.
You balefire Natron Sparrow.
So obvious.
Nat 20, you balefire Natron Sparrow.
That's
All
a
right.
not one.
Well-
You're kidding, right?
Thank you, everyone, for being here. Thank you so much for tuning in. Thank you so much for enjoying this conversation about Asmodean. Before we wrap it up, before we kick you guys out, though, Joe, Jono, Tom, where can they find you? Where can the people find you?
Oh, I mean, you know,
Not your
that's-
addresses. Please
Not-
don't give us your
don't-
address. Just,
no, give
just
us your
for-
home address.
Atlanta, Georgia.
3005 Whispering Hill.
Did you just give Joe's address?
No, it's mine.
Okay.
I
At
live.
least you didn't give city or state.
That wasn't smart of you, Jono. You should have given my address.
I live next door.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you can listen to tWoTcast wherever you get your podcasts, the obvious way. And then also we're on YouTube now. So you can watch us record podcasts on YouTube if you want to do that on most Tuesday nights, I would say.
So if you guys,
It's a lot of fun.
Most
I like to go and watch
ex-
you ignore what I put in the comments.
except for when they come over to the Black Tower, because you know
That's true.
and
Yeah.
shit.
Most Tuesday nights we're streaming on YouTube, and that eventually becomes an audio podcast. And right now you're not hearing us on YouTube because we're here now.
That's right. That's okay.
Did we tell anybody?
No, because I don't care.
It's like, I was looking.
fans.
I kept checking y'all's Discord. I was like, did that say anything about this? And then also was like the first week of the month where Joe was like, yeah, there's no episode this week. We're getting ready for JordanCon.
Oh, yeah, I did say that. So
That's
I said
right.
it
Seems like a
last week, but not
perpetual
this
like,
week.
hey,
Thanks,
You
thanks
make
for
it
getting
nothing.
ready for JordanCon with us.
I'll just
Yeah.
I'll just put a note in
Yeah.
there right now.
No, but seriously,
if you
Go ahead.
haven't already,
Yeah.
if you haven't already, definitely go give tWoTcast a follow on everything. Subscribe to everything tWoTcast, because whether you know it or not, these three fine gentlemen are some of the as a collective. No, not to talk about anybody's age, but are some of the oldest members in the Wheel of Time fandom game, especially when it comes to podcasts and this kind of stuff. They've been around a long time. They've had some incredible experiences.
yeah,
with
they're so
Jordan.
old.
I mean,
That's
come on.
true.
They do
That's
game
true.
shows, and Alan reads questions from the shower while sipping whiskey. Come on.
That's also
Go, yeah, go and definitely check them out. If anybody deserves a follow just because of persistence and due diligence, it's tWoTcast. And that might be the only reason why they deserve a follow.
Yeah, that's probably
But-
if anyone doesn't deserve. It's because of persistence and due diligence, and you know what?
yeah.
It's
The thing-
Relentless.
Are y'all-
it's because of will and willingness to go through pain, right?
Yeah. We're not Asmodean. We're the
That's
we're
right.
the-
Break
We're
that
the
shield.
Randall Thor of podcasts.
No.
Didn't y'all get y'all's own like
Oh,
Jono?
no.
We'll smash through that
Asmodean,
shield.
Let's not go that high.
Like, aren't y'all the only people to get your own like donation like section benefit in the JordanCon GoFundMe?
Yeah, that should definitely happen. Oh yeah, we did do that.
Oh, yeah.
If you donate $5,000, you can hop on with tWoTcast.
Or if you just send us a Twitter comment, we would probably just show them.
That was a joke. That was a dumb joke.
Oh. Sure.
God.
So okay,
I'm just glad that my favorite member of Black Tower Podcast was here tonight, and that always makes me happy.
Son of a bitch.
I'm happy.
Did you watch last week's Will and Chill?
Sure.
No, I stole your joke. I gave you credit, but I stole your joke.
Oh, you stole my joke? Oh,
yeah,
nice.
I was like, oh, my favorite member of Will and Chill is here. But I gave you
that
credit.
was a joke,
so,
Andrew.
You can expect the check for 3 cents.
It's okay. Andrew can think it's a joke.
Expect your check for 3 cents in the mail any day now.
So thank you everybody for tuning in. Thank you everybody for being here. Thank you everybody for lining up in an orderly fashion for your weekly dose of taint. This week your taint has been extra strong because it's been extra tainty. So from all of us, from the Black Tower to all of you out there, wherever you are, I have been Josh.
And I have been
the dude.
I said I was going to forget it by the end of the night.
The dude.
The dude? Oh, I should be a lot more famous on YouTube than I am now.
If you
I've been Andrew.
Anyway.
And that's just like your opinion, man. And I have been Daniel. And as I said, or as we said, as Josh said, that one, the guy, thank you for being here. We have enjoyed having you here. Thank you again, tWoTcast, for coming on and enjoying an hour and a half of just absolute horseshit that was also very funny. And in case we don't see you again, good afternoon, good evening, and good night.
And good morning.
We'll see you next weekend.
Yeah, good morning, maybe.
Yeah, we'll see you soon.
Yeah,
One of
like
those.
At JordanCon.
Yeah.
Not if I see you first.
I'll still see you.
Nope.
You've been having so much trouble just fitting in the tower.